Well, it's an honor to be with you, Jacob, and it's great fun to be talking about all things energy, and even greater fun to be talking about all things Canadian energy and the close and uh, mainly very, very happy relationship between Canada and the U.S. in energy matters over many, many decades. We did a lot of things together. We've been working together thanks to Jacob's creativity and his outreach, which I'm deeply appreciative for. We had been drifting along for a few years without activating that interaction. And so I really hats off to Jacob for doing that and taking the time and effort and laying the groundwork for us to have this program today. Yesterday, we did our own program, which lasted we had about 18 speakers and about 700 people from all over the world tuned in at one point or another, covering all aspects of energy throughout the world, but primarily focused on what's going on in the U.S. Obviously, climate change, a huge issue, resource availability, the evolution of the various industries and what they're going through and what the challenges are. CO2 issue, obviously huge. Cybersecurity. We share a lot of things and the same types of issues. A different structure, different, but in many ways we are connected at the hip and have been for a long time. Thank God it's worked out incredibly well. And the ties between the U.S. and Canada on energy issues are as strong as any ties in the world. These just two great democracies who've done a lot of good things around the world. I know that Canadian energy has really influenced not just Canada, but way around the world through all your efforts internationally too. We're thrilled to be resource rich, but with those resources comes responsibilities, how to deploy them, what infrastructure needs to be built to be able to exploit them and to utilize them in a responsible way. This lifeblood comes at a price. It has come at a price since the beginning with respect to Indigenous people, Native Canadians, Native Americans, some of the problems associated with there have been many, with the exploitation and utilization of resources, which is in their territory or on their reservation, has been a challenge and obviously is a key element in both our histories of our countries and trying to make up for the sins of the past, be more inclusive, and bring environmental justice to the table at every turn. And that's a work in progress. I don't want to say it's easy. There's many aspects to it. There's many interrelationships, even among people who come from the same either tribe, let's call them tribe, or race, or economic group, but trying to catch up and make sure that there is energy justice for all. That's in considerations for the environment, for the fairness and equity of the way that energy is developed and the way it is provided, transported, and utilized is a key part of it too. We have 2,000 plus miles of relationship, and across each one of those miles, there's got to be something that has to do with energy all along that pathway. I've been privileged to work in every province and on some of the most exciting projects of the time, from LNG imports, which were an extraordinary thing to be early in my career, and the energy shortages. I represented the state of New York and spent a lot of time in the Maritimes, seeing that whole part of the magnificent Canadian countries and areas. And since then, I've worked on multiple projects: gas, electric, oil, in some cases coal, and huge amounts of hydro over many years on behalf of the state of New York or other players. So I'm here now to speak on behalf of the U.S. Energy Association. We've been around 1924. We have this history of working internationally, but we're also focused very much on the scene in the U.S. and very directly our neighbor and friend Canada to the north, and how those interrelationships play out. We have been, over the past 24, 48 hours, we've been working very, very intensively on our energy program, which if you care to watch it, you can tune in and see the various aspects from all parts of the industry. Like yourselves, because we're blessed with so many opportunities as far as energy supply goes, but each one comes with a price tag not just in dollars, but in impact on people and impact on environment. And we're working in a very sensitive time, as you know. Infrastructure development is complex. The infrastructure of the past probably needs to be cleaned up just because it's old infrastructure. And so trying to repair the sins of the past and put forward a vision for the future is where we're spending a huge, huge amount of time. And I know we share along the border many of those issues. We have a relatively new administration, but I think there's a very deep and profound commitment to our relationships with Canada. And we've even had the relationships with Mexico when we were about 20 years ago when we did the trinational approach to many of the energy issues where Mexico has been more cut off from us. Our interactions with Mexico are quite limited, but our relationships with Canada have only grown, expanded, and been enriched for both countries, I believe. We look forward to working closely with you, and we've put on a couple programs together, but this is the big one, and I want to really, really throw praise all over Jacob because he pushed this rock up the hill. He started with a blank slate, and he's worked so hard to bring this home and bringing this back to life. And the interactions that we've had with the leadership in Canada on some very creative issues on carbon, dealing with the carbon issues, dealing with a variety of really difficult issues, such as our situation in Maine, where the huge new power line, which was going to go through Maine to serve a good part of New England, with Canadian Power. It looked like it was all in go mode, clean power down to a part of the country that needs it. And it was stopped as a result of a referendum of Maine voters going out and stopping it in its tracks. These are some of the messy aspects of democracy when things look like they should be easy, they can be accomplished, it's all go, it makes perfectly good sense, and then there's always something out of left field. I think you also have the challenges, and I should say the benefits of a wonderful judicial system that also, in addition to the legislative systems that regulate and manage and develop and deploy energy, because we are essentially democracies where there's an opportunity for free speech, where there's incredibly different views on just about everything, depending on where you are in the country, what your interests are, what your economic level is, how you see the world is different from province to province in Canada as it is from state to state, region to region in the US. We have many miles to go in the infrastructure development. We really need to take a look at transmission and the making transmission more reliable. We've had our core of our systems tested by brutal weather and other events, blackouts, brownouts, and the like. We are being tested. I think cybersecurity is another area of extreme risk, high pressure. And I know we work carefully with the Canadian government because not just our physical infrastructure is connected, but our cybersecurity infrastructures are connected very closely too. So we have many, many things to work together on. I cannot praise Jacob enough for all his hard work to make this happen. And over the past year, we really have reinvigorated something which had really gone silent. And he's pulled together programs. We've pulled together joint programs. And I look so forward with working with Jacob and his whole team and with the Canadian energy industry, because it's a wonderful, wonderful group, and they're as diverse as we are. And everybody has a different view, and it's refreshing and exciting, but sometimes it's challenging too. But this is a wonderful forum in which to lay those issues out on the table, speak freely, and to discuss where we go from here. So, Jacob, I know you have miles to go on your program today. I will be quiet and I will just be listening in. And if you need me, I'm here.